Hi, welcome to ShowMeTheCurry.com. I'm Hital, and today I'm going to show you some recipes that you can have while you're fasting. Now, fasting is something commonly done, I know, on a lot of Indian festival days, Navratri, Janamastmi, a lot of days where you kind of want to give your system a break and, kind of cleanse it, and it's a great idea to eat some fasting foods. A lot of people think that fasting means that you can't eat anything and you have to go hungry, but that's not necessarily the case. There are some rules and regulations that if you follow, you can actually have a pretty good and healthy meal while still giving your body a break, and it's still allowed under the fasting umbrella. So one of those items is Moraiyo, and it's also known as Samo. It's a very grain, almost looks like a miniature version of couscous. And this is one of the acceptable foods for fasting. And what we're going to do today with this is we're going to make it into a khichdi. So it goes really well with yogurt or chas, like a buttermilk mixture. And it's perfectly okay to eat during your fast. So it's a pretty easy recipe. Let's get started. So the first thing I did is wash the moraiyo. And it's a little difficult to wash it, but really you just kind of run the water through and kind of pour it out until it runs clear 1 or 2 times. And I have a half a cup of moraiyo here, and to that I added 1 1/4 cups of water. Now it cooks up just like rice, so technically you can add just double whatever amount of moraiyo that you take. You can just double it up with the water, but I like my khichdi to be a little bit on the softer side, so hence I added the 1/4 cup extra, but completely up to you. You can go either a cup or a cup and 1/4. And though you don't need to soak it, I've just got the water in there, and it's just gonna little time to rest basically while we prep the rest of the stuff. And we're also going to use potato. Now, potato is also one of the allowed vegetables for fasting. So this is 1 medium potato that I've diced. We've got green chilies. We've got roughly crushed peanuts, about 2 tablespoons. We've got 2 teaspoons of sesame seeds. And cumin is another of the allowed spices. So you don't want to use mustard seeds, definitely no methi or fenugreek seeds, nothing like that, but cumin seeds are one of the allowed spices. And finally, we have rock salt here. Now, salt is an absolute no-no when fasting, and this is available in the Indian grocery stores. It's called sindalu or sindav, sometimes it's called, and basically it's rock salt. So it tastes just like salt and it flavors the food just like salt, but again, it is acceptable. In a pressure cooker, I have 2 tablespoons of peanut oil heating up in here, and we use peanut oil because peanut is an acceptable thing to use while fasting, whereas if you're using corn oil, that's not so much. So peanut oil, if you don't have peanut oil, you can also use ghee or clarified butter. And once the oil is hot, we're going to add half a teaspoon of cumin seeds and let them sizzle. And once they change color a little bit like that, we're going to add our 2 tablespoons of crushed peanuts and 2 teaspoons of sesame seeds. Now be careful, the sesame seeds will pop out at you, so step back a little bit. We're going to add our chopped green chilies. Give it a stir. And in go our potatoes. I'm going to sprinkle about a half a teaspoon of the rock salt. And it's to taste. You can add more or less if you like. And finally, the moraiyo with the water. Give that a quick stir. Close up the pressure cooker. And we're going to let it whistle for 2 whistles. We're going to let it whistle 1 more time and then switch off the stove and let the pressure go down all by itself. So while we're waiting for our pressure cooker, the pressure to go down, I'm going to show you an accompaniment to this khichdi. So this is plain yogurt right here, and you can use store-bought if you want. This is homemade yogurt, but either one is fine. And you can use how much ever you like. So what I'm going to do is just kind of break down this yogurt a little bit, just give it a little stir here. And if you like it in a thinner consistency, you can always add a little bit of water and make it into chas, which is like a buttermilk, and that'll be really thin, but I like it thick. For this khichdi, I like it a little bit thick, so just kind of beat it a little bit like this. And to this, we're gonna add a little bit of that rock salt to taste. and a little bit of roasted cumin powder. Now all of this is to taste depending on how much yogurt you have. You can just flavor it, mix it, and now we're going to work on a little bit of seasoning that's going to go over the top, and it's going to really enhance the flavor of this. So here I have a small skillet with about 2 teaspoons of ghee or clarified butter heating up in here. And once it's hot, ½ teaspoon of cumin seeds, 2 whole cloves, and a small piece of cinnamon. Let that sizzle just a bit. We're going to add a few curry leaves and some chopped green chilies. Let it cook for about 30 to 45 seconds until the chilies are a little bit cooked. And we're going to turn off the stove. And in this hot oil, I have some chopped cilantro, coriander leaves. I'm going to put it in there and give it a quick stir. And we're going to add this mixture into the yogurt and mix it up. Now the reason we put the cilantro leaves inside of the oil is that it keeps them nice and green, and it puts a little sheen on them, and it makes that yogurt look just that much prettier. And this is ready. We can wait for our khichdi now. And the pressure has gone down in our pressure cooker, so let's take a look. Wow, perfect. And we can just give this a quick stir. And look at the consistency. It is absolutely perfect. It's not very dry. A lot of the seasoning has kind of pooled in the middle, and when we stir it like this, it evenly distributes everything. And this is ready to serve. So our Moraiyo Khichdi and yogurt are ready to enjoy. Look at it. It looks fabulous. The texture is just absolutely perfect. You can still see the small pieces of potatoes. They're intact, and a lot of flavors going on in there with the roasted peanuts and the sesame seeds, and it's just fabulous. I'm going to give it a try. Get a little bit of the yogurt, a little bit of the khichdi. It is fabulous. The peanuts really add a nice texture to a normally soft food. The potatoes have just a little bit of texture, and the peanuts with the crunch. The sesame seeds taste awesome. And overall, it's such a yummy dish that you'll be wondering, you know, why am I not eating this every day and not just a fasting day? But in all reality, it is really a delicious dish. You don't have to be fasting at all to enjoy this. And if you're not fasting, of course, you can change out the oil. You can use regular oil and not peanut oil. You can use regular salt and change things up a bit, and the taste will be exactly the same. But yet it's something completely different from the norm. Everybody gets tired of rice all the time, rice khichdi, and this just offers a really good alternative. So if you're fasting this Navratri or Shivratri or Janamastmi, any of these holidays that require you to fast, and you need something really yummy to eat, then try this Moraiyo Khichdi. You will absolutely love it. Now this recipe will serve about 2 people. Usually when someone is fasting, the entire household is not fasting. So it's kind of a small recipe, but like I said, because it's so delicious and everyone in your household will probably enjoy it, feel free to double it up and it'll be enough for 4. So if you like this recipe and you want to see more from us, be sure you hit the subscribe button and subscribe to our channel. It's absolutely free, and you'll be the first one to know every time we post a new video. So enjoy this khichdi and join me again on another episode of ShowMeTheCurry.com, adding a pinch of spice to your life.